Hi, hello, good morning, all of you. Today we are discussing about the today's day mains exam shift 1, that is 16th March shift 1 physics exam. So already so many students are attempted this exam. So some of the students are eagerly waiting for that the next session. So let us see how the questions pattern was. The first question it is a capacitor having capacity C, area of cross section of area it is A, and the distance between the plates is D. Now the dielectric constant K is placed between the capacitor as shown in the figure. So find the new capacitance. So that figure it is here, this is a capacitor, and here there is a thickness of dielectric which is here, that is the dielectric constant it is K, the thickness of the capacitor it is the 3D by 4. So this is the distance of the capacitor, which is the how much dielectric will be constant. So the remaining it is the D by 4. Okay. So now these are the capacity it is the C. C it is nothing but already you know that epsilon naught A by D. This is the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So now let us find here this is one of the capacitor and this is the other capacitor. So the combination it is the this is like this. So this is the series combination of the capacitor. Then the effective capacitance it is the C1 C2 by C1 plus C2. So due to this formula we can find the effective capacitance. So here the options it is where the first option it is 4 kc by k plus 3 and 2 3 kc by k plus 4 and option 3 k plus 3c by 4k, option 4 3kc by k plus 4, k plus 4, right, 2kc by k plus 4. So these are the options how we can find that. So the first capacity, let us C1 it is equal the capacitance of the thickness of a dielectric, it is epsilon naught A by D into it is K. So D it is nothing but here 3D by 4. Let us write that 4 K epsilon naught A by D. The epsilon naught A by D it is nothing but C. We can write it is 3D 4 kc by 3. So this is the capacity C. And coming to the capacity C2, it is nothing but epsilon naught A by D, it is nothing but D by 4. It is equal 4. 4 into epsilon naught A by D, epsilon naught A by D nothing but 4C. C. So this is the C2. Now we are substituting here. So from this you can write that C effective is equal where what is that 4 kc by 3 into 4c and by and divides c1 plus c2 4 kc by 3 plus 4c. Here we can write 4 kc by 3 into 4c divides where 4 kc is common, 4c is common here, 4c is common, and here it is k by 3 and plus 1. This 4c and this 4c gets cancelled. The remaining it is 4 kc by 3, 4 kc by 3 by here k plus 1 by 3, k plus 3 by 3, right? So this LCM is 3, k plus 3 by 3. This 3 and this 3 gets cancelled. It is 4 kc by k plus 3. So this is the effective capacitance where option A is the right answer. So this is very calculative question. So which is of course it is easy, but it has time killing question. Okay. So many students are trying to their level best. Now the next question it is here there are 4 masses are located as this square type, and now I have to find the moment of inertia as shown axis passing through the as shown in the figure. This is the axis passing through the figure. So now we have to find the axis of rotation in this angular velocity, that is omega. You have to measure the moment of inertia as per major axis. So here, so this is the length of the, whereas system it is L, length of the system. So here this can be shows the root 2L, and here this is the 1 by root 2L. So this is the 1 by root 2L. So when this is in the axial point of the angular velocity, it can be rotates in this direction. So then it can be written as the moment of inertia of 2 times of this one and 1 time of this one. So here you can write that. So the moment of inertia I, it is equal 2 into I is equal to mr square. So m into L by root 2 whole square plus m into, it is root 2 L whole square. So mr square plus mr square. So here 2m L square by 2 and plus m 2m L square. Okay. Here 2m L square plus 4m L square. 4m L square by 2. It is 6m L square by 2. That is 3m L square. So this is the answer. Options are given that. So options are, it is option A and root 3m L square, and option 2 3m L square, and option 3 2m L square, option 3, option 4 it is ml square. So here the option, it is the second option is the right answer. The next question, it is 3 gases: oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide. Oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, having masses of 16 grams and 28 grams and 44 grams respectively, are filled in a container of volume V. Evaluate total pressure if temperature of the gases is T. So the options are here. Options are 3 by 2 RT by V, and option B 5 RT by 2V, and C 2 by 5 RT by V, and option D is 2 by RT by V. So these are the options here. How we can find the, we have to find the where the volume. So here it is. The question, it is once again, 3 gases, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, having the different masses respectively, are filled in a container of volume V. Evaluate the total pressure. So the total pressure, it is equal, from the Boyle's law you can write that, you can write that ideal gas equation, PV is equal to nRT, right? So N is the mole number. We can write the N is equal small m by capital M. So it is equal small m by number of molecules by molecular weight. So mass of the atom by molecular weight, you can write that. So here for oxygen you can write N value, and the nitrogen you can write the N value, carbon dioxide you have to write the N value. The N effect will be, you have to substitute here. So we have to find the P, it is equal nRT by V here. So we need to find the N value. So N, it is here, for in case of oxygen, N for oxygen. So here for oxygen, for O2, here it is N, it is equal oxygen, for oxygen it is 16 grams by the molecular weight of the oxygen, it is the 16 plus 16, it is 32, it is 1 by 2, it is 0.5. So this is oxygen. Then for nitrogen, so for nitrogen, so the molecular weight, it is the 28 gram, and this is the and 28 plus 28, here it is how much here? Nitrogen. For nitrogen it is 14 plus 14, 28, it is equal 1, right? And similarly for carbon dioxide, see for 12 and oxygen for 32. 32 plus 12, 44. So this is the molecular weight and this is the 44 grams. Here you can write that 1. So the total N value it is equal 0.5 plus 1 plus 1, it is 2.5. You need to write here it is 2.5 into RT by V. So this is the answer here, where 2.5 should be written as it is 5 by 2 into RT by V. So this is the conversion of the 2.5, which is the answer. It is the B. Option B is the right answer here. Now the next question. So here the measurements are, this is the 21 volts here, this is the 1 kilo ohm resistor, and this is the 5 kilo ohm, and this is the current passing through the circuit. This is 3 kilo ohm and 3 kilo ohm, 3 kilo ohm. So find the current passing through the 5 kilo ohm resistor. So the modification of this circuit, it should be, so that is, so this is the 5 kilo ohm, and so these three resistors are in series parallel combination. You can write that 1 by R plus 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 1 by R3, it is 3 by 3, it is 1 kilo ohm. So this is the 1 kilo ohm here, and this is series combination of these two, and this you can write that this is also 1 kilo ohm. Okay, and this is the 21 volts of the, okay, potential difference, it is 21 volts. Now we have to find the current passing through the 5 kilo ohm resistor. So V is equal to IR. You can write I is equal to V by R. So V, it is the 21. The effective resistance, where three resistors are in series combination, that is R1 plus R2 plus R3, 5 plus 1 plus 1, it is the 7. Then you can write that 3, it is in milliamperes, whereas in options are given that is first one it is the 3 milliampere, second one it is the 1 by 3 milliampere, and third one it is the 4 milliampere, fourth one it is the 5 milliamperes. The answer is the 3 milliampere. Clear? Here the next question from the communication system. The question, it is an antenna of 25 meter is mounted on top of a building of height 75 meter, 25 meter of length. 25 meter of length antenna is mounted on the top of the building at the height of the 75 meter. Height of the 75 meter. Then the maximum wavelength of the transmission signal is closer to. So the maximum wavelength we need to find, that is 100 meter and 200 meter and 300 meter, 400 meter, which is the right option. So here already you know that the length of the antenna is greater than or equal to the lambda by 4. Lambda, it is the wavelength. The length of the antenna is greater than or equal to the lambda by 4. So lambda is less than or equal to the 4 into L, where length it is 4 into 25, it is equal 100 here. It means wavelength should be less than or equal to the 100 meters. Less than or equal to the 100 meters is direct question. The next question on the basis of theoretical information. The photoelectric effect, which is from the dual nature. Photoelectric effect stopping potential for electromagnetic radiations depends on the first one, it is amplitude, and the second one it is the frequency, and the third one it is the intensity, and fourth one it is the phase. So that is, which is the dependent factor of the photoelectric radiation, the stopping photoelectric effect, stopping potential for the electromagnetic radiation, stopping potential. So it will be depends on the frequency, of course. Frequency is the right answer. At all the frequencies, there is no photoelectrons are released. Some particular frequency of the photoelectric current should be come from the liberated from the surface of the metal. The frequency is the dependent factor of the stopping potential. Okay. The next theoretical question, which is from the current moving charges, that is relation between energy density of electric field, and magnetic field. Energy density of the electric field and energy density of the magnetic field. Energy density of the electric field, it is the mu e, ue, and so this is the energy density of electric field. And similarly, energy density of magnetic field, that is ub, energy density of magnetic field. What is the relation between these two? So the energy per unit volume gives us the energy density. The energy per unit volume gives us the energy density. In both electric field and magnetic field, these two are equal. So here the options are given that option A, it is the mu ue is greater than ub, and option 2, ue less than ub. Option C, both are same. Option D, ue is not equal to ub. Right? So here option C is the right answer here from the theory basis. Okay. So one more theory based question, it is the work, heat and so here the question, it is work and heat are. Option A, it is the path function, and option B, it is the point function, and option C, it is the intensive function and extensive function. So intensive function and D, extensive function. So what is that? Work and heat. Work, heat are the functions of. So work and heat are the functions of the path function. So this is theory based, you have to check it. The next question from the laws of motion, that is a simple pendulum attached to ceiling of a lift has time period t. Simple pendulum has the time period t, it is 2 pi into under root of L by G here, right? And when the lift is at rest, the time period is the 2 pi into root of L by G. Find its time period of lift is, if it is starts acceleration in upwards, with the acceleration it is G by 2. So this is the lift. Here there is a man at rest, the time period t, it is equal to 2 pi into root of L by G. If the lift is moving in upward direction, then, so this is the weight of the, so lift is moving with the upward direction A, so then the acceleration due to gravity, where G effective should be G plus A. In upward direction, G is equal G plus A. So the pseudo forces will be add up here. Okay, right. So here it is 2 pi into under root of L by G effect, where G effect, it is the 2 pi into under root of L by G plus A, where A it is given that G by 2. So here you can write 2 pi into under root of L by G plus G by 2. Here 2 pi into under root of L by 3G by 2, right? This 2L by, this can be written 2 pi into under root of 2L by 3G, right? So this is the T dash here, where T dash it is equal root 2 by 3 is come outside, and it is 2 pi into L by G. So 2.2 root L by G, it is the T, where T dash it is equal under root 2 by 3 into T. So this is the option here. The right answer it is the T dash it is equal under root 2 by 3 into T. The options are given that here. That is option A root 2 by 3 T. Option B root 2 by 3 T. Option C 2 by root 3 T. Option D root 3 by 2 T. So this is the option A is the right answer here. The next question from the YDSC, Young's double slit experiment. In YDSC, capital D it is equal to 10 meter and small d is equal to 1 mm, and the fringe width of interference pattern is 0.6, beta it is equal 0.6 mm. Evaluate the lambda in nanometer. So beta it is equal lambda d by small d, where it is 0.6 into millimeter converted into meter, that is 10 power minus 3. It is equal lambda, it is the unknown value. Here lambda into capital D it is the 10 meter by small d it is the 1 millimeter. Here it is 1 into 10 power minus 3. You should write here lambda is equal 0.6 into 10 power minus 3 into 10 power minus 3 and by 1 by 10. So this 10 will becomes this side, where it is 0.6 into 10 to the power minus 6 into minus what, it is minus 7. It is the lambda. Okay. So find it is lambda in nanometer. Lambda in nanometer. So for the nanometer you can write that. So it is 6 by 10. It is the 6 by 10. It is 6 into 10 to the power minus 8. So it is 6 into 10 power minus 8, nothing but it is 600 into 10 to the power minus 9 nanometer. Okay. So 600, 6 into 10 to the power 600 into it is 10 power meter. So it is 600 nm. This can be written as 600 nm. Whereas lambda it is equal 600. It is this is the integer type question, I think. So these are all questions are student memory based questions only. Student memory. So this is not perfect questions and options, but 90%, 99% of the question should be like this. Okay. Here the one more question from the electromagnetic induction. If a resistance less rod is moving with a constant velocity v as shown in the figure. So this is moving in the constant velocity as shown in the figure, and here the magnetic field, then the direction of the current I1 and I2 in the resistances of R1 and R2 it is. This is the R2 resistance and this is the R1 resistance, and now we have to find the directions of the current in I1 and I2. So whenever this can be moves in this direction, the width of these two blocks should be decreases. So this will be moving, the area should be decreases. Whenever the area should be decreases, the electric flux also decreases, right? If the electric flux will be decreases, so then the electric flux will be decreases, it will be inwards to the plane. Then it is like this direction. So whereas in this right thumb will be enters into the face plane, so then the direction should be like this position, right? So then this is the clockwise direction, where it is I1, it is in clockwise direction. So where the options are I1, I2 are clockwise direction. So I1, I2 are anti-clockwise. This is negative. This is the neglect. I1 clock, I2 anti-clock. I1 anti-clock, I2 clock. This is also neglect. So now we have to find the, whenever it moves the constant speed, this area should be increases. Due to the increases of the area, then the flux will be also increases. For the flux increases, it should be come outside like this. The thumb, it is like this. So this is the flux, where it is magnetic field. Here this in that, the rotation of the direction of the current in this session, in this block, it is like this, right? So this is the I2, whereas anti-clock direction. So here the option it is I1, I2 are clockwise. So this is wrong answer. I1 clock, I2 anti-clock. This is wrong answer. This is only the right answer. I1 is clockwise, I2 is anti-clockwise. So this is only the memory and intellectual question, which is theory based. Okay. So dear students, these are the some questions from the March shift 1. I will be giving you full questions after a few days. So this is only selected from the student memory based questions. You should follow. Thank you. If you are seeing the first time our channel, you should be subscribe our channel and like, share to your friends, and please comment. Thank you.